Napoleon being quite possibly the most powerful man alive at the time, the last thing you would expect would be him to be attacked by rabbits. The year is 1807, and only shortly before, Napoleon smashed the Prussians, the Russians, and managed to push the Swedish out of Pomerania. The result was the ending of the War of the Fourth Coalition in a decisive French victory and the signing of the Treaty of Tilsit in July 1807. It seemed as if nothing could face Napoleon. Nothing. In celebration, Napoleon decided that he wanted to do a rabbit hunt along with some of the higher-ups and got his Chief of Staff, Alexander Berthier, to organise the hunt. He went on it right away, going a tad bit overboard, with some claiming he brought along a few hundred to up to 3,000 rabbits, and with about 1,000 being the likely number. Regardless, it was a lot of rabbits. He had placed all the rabbits around the field, which was presumably meant to become a field day for Napoleon and his guests, and when he arrived, the rabbits were released. However, the hunt was not to go as expected, as almost immediately the endless horde of rabbits made a beeline for Napoleon. Converging on the most powerful man alive, the men found it quite amusing and had a good laugh. But then the sheer, blood-curdling horror finally hit them, as they realised they were being swarmed by hundreds, if not thousands of rabbits. Napoleon was climbed and gnawed upon and was unable to fend them off, but the attempts of his entourage with whips and sticks initially succeeded in fending them off, and this allowed Napoleon to make a hasty retreat to his carriage, but they did not relent. Instead, reports say that, in the words of historian David Chandler, with a finer understanding of Napoleonic strategy than most of his generals, the rabbits' horde divided into two wings and poured around the flanks of his party. They converged on the party just before he was able to make it to the safety of his carriage, with some apparently managing to leap into the carriage with Napoleon in it, and some reports say they could see rabbits being flung out the window. The attack finally ceased when the carriage whisked off with the defeated Napoleon. So how did some cute little bunnies manage to defeat Napoleon? The answer is rather simple. The rabbits didn't have rabies, they didn't go berserk. They were just simple domesticated bunnies who thought Napoleon was there to feed them. Berthier did not capture any wild rabbits because, well, there were none on his estate, which led to him purchasing them from farmers. While wild rabbits would have scurried away from people, tamed rabbits had no reservation. It's a shame they didn't bring the holy hand grenade.